This is me and this is my bank account. Empty, right? That's why I'm going to be making a game with one goal in mind: to get as much Robux as possible. Now, this wasn't your typical game made with love and passion. No, not even close. I just wanted that Robux. But wait, let's start from the beginning. So around a month ago, I released my first Roblox game, and I spent countless days and nights putting all my passion into this game. And at first, it was actually getting players to my surprise, and I really thought I'd achieve my dream of owning a viral Roblox game. But you know what they always say, nothing ever lasts forever because it doesn't last forever. I think Aristotle said that once. So yeah, not even a couple weeks later, my game lost all of the players it had. And because my game failed, I lost my passion. But one day, I was just on my phone scrolling through Roblox, and I realized, all these games are so bad. Like, I love going onto Roblox to play Steal a SpongeBob, Steal a Country, Steal a... Oh my god. No hate to these developers at all. I think what they're doing is very smart, but these games look like they took 3 days to make, and they're getting thousands of players. So I thought to myself, why don't I just make the most effortless, brain-rotting game ever? Because if no one plays it, at least I didn't waste too much time, right? And if people do play it, then my bank account will be happy. But before any of that, I need an idea. Like, I can't just copy Grow a Garden or Steal a Brainrot. That's already been done a million times. And of course, I would never copy any games because I'm just not that type of developer. Okay guys, so we're going to be copying this game today, and in this game you basically hatch brainrots and they sing for you? Yeah, kids play anything these days. I mean, the game can't be that popular, right? All you do is hatch brainrots and they sing. 213 million visits? And the game was made a month ago? But we can't just copy the game directly, we need to switch it up. So I had this brilliant idea: instead of brainrots, it would be anime characters. But we totally aren't going to change the idea later, right? So I opened up a new base plate and I got straight to work. So the original game had this egg system where the players could buy eggs using a proximity prompt, so I remade that, and it turns the eggs into a tool that they can hold. Then using something called a raycast, which shoots literal lasers out your eyes to detect where your mouse is, I used it to make this placement system where it shows a ghost version of the egg. Now when the eggs are placed, nothing really happens, so of course we need to add characters for the eggs to hatch. So I made this absolute abomination of a character. I don't know if you guys can tell who that is. Good thing it's only temporary. Anyways, I added Nami into the game, and now after a certain amount of time, the eggs hatched, and the characters, they generate an amount of money per second. And that thing underneath the character is a touch detector, which works basically when the player walks over it, it collects the money from the character. Now, I low-key don't know if this was the best way to do it, but it was the only way I could think of, and I'm definitely not the smartest. Lastly, I fixed the issue where others could steal your money, because who wants to get their money stolen? But I made it so every character that's hatched has an attribute attached to it, which contains the owner ID, and only the owner could collect money. And after I made all this, I was like, damn, this challenge is going to be easy. If I got this much done, then I'll have like the whole game done by like tomorrow. I was wrong. Now, the reason why the original game kept raking so many little kids in was because of satisfaction. Like, look at this egg hatching animation.
Whoa, I can feel my dopamine receptors frying.
So I remade it, and how it works is it just loops through all of the characters that the players can hatch, and it just spawns in like a transparent version. And making this was so easy, of course. Wait, what's happening? No, my And I think you guys already saw, but I also made this egg GUI which shows how much time is left until it hatches. I made these cool effects as well. Next, I started working on the plot system so players can have their own land. So after a while, I got the plot system working, and now you can only place eggs on your plot. Then I implemented another feature from the original game where characters have a chance to spawn in really big. So I also remade that, and now every character has a chance of becoming big as well. I don't have any footage, but just imagine a massive anime character. While I was at it, I made sure that the character spawn faces the correct direction, and I did this by using C-frame angles and rotating them relative to
Boring!
And now the characters don't just face random... Wait, what are you looking at? Please someone tell me they got that reference. Then to finish everything off, I made one more thing, which was the conveyor belt system, which spawns eggs randomly. There's only one egg right now, but I'll add more. So 3 days have passed and I've gotten a lot done, is what I would have said if I didn't get stuck on one stupid thing. Data saving. This thing took me an entire day and a half to even get a somewhat working version. My first attempt at making this, it actually kind of worked. The characters would reload back in, but their position data wouldn't save, so they would all just kind of spawn at the center of the plot. But finally, after a while, I finally got the character's position to save, with a lot of help from a good old friend. So how the data saving works is this red thing is the center, and it basically takes the character's position relative to the center of the plot and it converts it to data it can store. Then when the player joins back, it takes the stored data and respawns the character using it.
Noodly, you're so bad at explaining.
What who are you, bro? Get out, this is my video. Now a big issue with the data saving, apart from its 99 other issues, was that scale was not saving for the characters at all. So after like 10 hours of coding and 100 chat GPT prompts, I finally got it to work. Anyways, I started working on a way for the players to pick up their characters and actually hold them, so I made this axe. And now it finally works. When you hold the tool, you click on the character and it shows this pop-up and you can pick it up and it turns into a tool. Okay, now I was low-key cooking with the game, but of course something had to come up. So I was just over here minding my own business, making the game, and
Yo, we're going on a trip.
yeah.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
So yeah, I wouldn't be able to work on the game for like 2 weeks, and while I was there, it was fun and all, but I looked at Roblox through my phone and oh, I'm sure that's the only one. Oh, that's the last one. And yeah, it turns out my brilliant idea for an anime game wasn't so brilliant after all. So when I got home, I knew I had to lock in because I was already behind schedule. So it's been about 4 days since I got home, and I can't lie with you guys, I've been a lazy bum the entire time. Like, I low-key forgot about the game. But what I did work on though was the character placement system. So now when you hold a character, it shows this ghost version of it, but it doesn't work, so there we go. Now it finally works, and whenever you click, it just places the character and it initializes it. But the players didn't have a way to get rid of their characters, so I made a sell system. But first, I made this sell shop, which I later changed like 10 times. I made these GUIs as well using a website called Figma. The yellow one's the sell shop, and the red one's gonna be the Roblox shop later. And boom, now the selling system works now. It'll display the character's name and the image, and I also made these teleport buttons at the top actually work. Now you guys know how there were like 20 other singing anime games and it was just oversaturated. Well, I had this idea. Instead of anime, it would just be YouTubers. Now, hear me out. YouTubers are so much easier to add because all you gotta do is just load their characters in because there's already pre-made ones. So I made 4 of them for now, but I'll add more later. Lastly, I made these GUI buttons that do not work as well. So it's been like an entire month since I started working on this game and it's still not done. I would be like, I'll be done the game by tomorrow, and then that tomorrow turns into 3 days, and then that 3 days turns to a week. And I was honestly about to give up because there was already so many other My Singing games and I was so late to the trend already. Then I remembered what I was doing this for. This is my bank account. I couldn't just waste 1 month for nothing and get a oh no. So I pushed through and finished the game. I first made a system that every other game has nowadays, which is offline earnings. And how it works is when a player joins, it takes the time that they joined minus the last time that they were seen joining, and it gets the amount of time that they were offline for. So now when the player rejoins, they get this GUI that shows how long they were offline for, and all their characters get the money. At this point, the game was like 75% done, but we were missing one big thing. So anyways, I started working on the map, and if you guys know me, I'm terrible at building, but these games use a style called stud style, or otherwise known as retro slot. Now before you guys say, ew, stud style, ew, no skill, you're completely right. I have no excuse. I'm just bad at building. And now it's done. Like, take a look at these amazing buildings that I didn't make. And inside every plot, I created these parts that the players can purchase to expand them. And they have these like models on them that YouTubers would have in their room, like dirty laundry. This guy stinks! But expanding the plot doesn't really work right now, so let's make it work. And now it finally works. It totally didn't take like an entire day. But now when you click on one of these parts with the hammer, it shows this prompt and you can destroy it. After that, I realized these UI buttons on the left don't do anything yet, so I gave them these juicy animations. Whoa. Then I wanted to add animations so the characters wouldn't awkwardly just stand there. But I'm not the best with animations, so...
But Noodly, if you're not good at animations, building, or scripting, then what are you good at?
What are you doing here again? Get out! So I hit this guy up and he offered to make these animations for me. And he cooked with these animations. So we got the orange justice, we got whatever this is, and then we got the rat dance. And the final thing I added since the last check-in was the character index. So now when you hatch a character, it shows you the image of it, and then when you click here, it shows all of the characters you've discovered. So it's been about like what, 4 days since the last check-in, but this time I'm finally in the home stretch of finishing this game. So what I first did was I added around 24 new YouTubers that the players could hatch, so the game wouldn't be over in like 5 minutes. And I had this new idea: instead of hatching YouTubers from eggs, let's hatch them from play buttons instead. I added 3 for now, but I made more later and they were sick. But then I saw this new singing game that this YouTuber had made, and I checked it out, and its conveyor belt system was actually centralized, and it had gears that the players could buy so they could fight for the eggs. And I was like, damn, this is actually a cool idea because it adds player interaction into this game. So then I was like, oh, I'll just take inspiration. I copied it. I made the conveyor belt centralized now, and everyone has to buy play buttons from the same place. I then made the gear shop that the players can buy weapons from and fight each other, and I totally didn't have to learn how hitboxes and ragdolls work just to make this stupid
slapping tool.
In the end, I got it to work, and this Roblox one is kind of OP. I was about to implement the last part of the game, but then...
Prepare for your worst nightmare.
What do you mean? I spent days fixing these stupid bugs. Now the game's finally in a sort of releasable state, but there's still a lot of bugs and they still haunt me at night. But now I was only missing one more major thing: monetization. A funny way to monetize was for players to troll each other, so I added stealing into the game and you could steal each other's characters. Then I added developer products so players could instantly hatch their eggs. Then finally I coded the actual shop where players could buy game passes, money, and special packs. And also donate to me. And there we go, the game was finally done, and I was about to release it, but then My Singing Brainrot. Singing. I forgot to add the singing! So I forgot the main point of the game. I don't even know how you forget to do that. But anyways, I hit my good old friend Pete up. Yo bro, can you make music for my game?
Hell nah, bro. Go f yourself.
Oh. Okay. It's okay guys, I kidnapped him and forced him to make music. And he absolutely cooked as well. This is just a sneak peek of what he made, but if you wanna hear the rest, you gotta play the game. Then I made these absolute brain-rotting thumbnails. Oh god, what possessed me to make this? Then I finally released the game and I dropped like 5k Robux on advertisement. And check this out, the thumbnails actually got a 3.3% CTR. And the game hit like 30 CCU earlier. So hopefully it'll hit the algorithm soon. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry I haven't posted in so long. It's just, I've been so busy. But the link's in the description and I'll see you guys next time.